Hey, I'm going to go ahead and pass around if you're interested in helping out with the child care on the 22nd, so that way you don't, when we get done, you won't sneak out, or not sneak out, but leave and not get a chance. Just pass it. No guilt. If you want the $20, it's there. If you want to help out, so just pass it along and sign up if you want to help with child care 6 to 9 o'clock. Hey, today we're going to look at the breakup. What happens when things in our life, relationships, people, become stale or old, or we get bored with them? I had a friend of mine when I was in 8th grade. His name was Robbie, and Robbie and I were, he was a year younger, he was in 7th grade, and we did everything together. We grew up a block away, and we always hung out, and we were into dirt bikes, we were into fishing. We stayed over at each other's house. Our parents and their parents were good friends, and it was just one of those deals where we just had a lot of fun together. But we were crazy. We were young, junior high kids. We just always were laughing, goofing around. Parents were always telling us, settle down, settle down. I went away that summer for 2 weeks. I went to Minnesota on a fishing trip, and it was the first time where I had gone away for a vacation of that length. And during that time, I met a friend. And that friend happened to be a girl. And that girl was the same age, and she was very cute. And I began to have a little bit of a crush on her. And during that time, I felt like I was becoming somebody different. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, where you felt for the first time in your life you were growing up. You were moving out of one phase and into another. And I remember, that whole summer, those 2 weeks with that girl, I came back and I had this summer of just change. And Robbie came over the day after I got back from my vacation, and he was still Robbie, still in 7th grade, still a clown, still goofy, but there was something different in me. I looked at my friendship with him and I went, you know what? I'm just not into this friendship anymore. I feel it's like you're too young. I've grown up. And I feel like, I told him, I said, I'm not feeling what you're feeling, dude. And he ended up, he knew me. He's just like, what's wrong with you? I'm leaving. And he left, and he was all ticked off. But I felt like I was bored. That friendship was different. There was something about it that I didn't have any need in my life for that anymore. Have you ever experienced any of that? Have you ever been in a relationship with ever had a boyfriend or girlfriend, and you guys are going along, and all of a sudden the relationship kind of gets boring or a little stale, or you're kind of like, I'm just not into this person anymore. I just don't feel like I really want to be in this relationship anymore. And it becomes something that you don't want. Well, today we're looking at, not that into you. We're looking at this series about being bored and being affected by change in our life. And a lot of things happen in our life that changes things. I've had a relationship with God now for over 25 years. And to be honest with you, there are more times than I can tell you, more times than I can count, that there have been times in my life where I've become bored with God, that my relationship with Him has become stale, that it's like everything in my life, and think about this for a minute. Maybe you've experienced this if you have a personal relationship with God, that when things are going very well in your life, when things are going very good, when life is going well, grades are up, friendships are at their all-time high, maybe you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, maybe you're experiencing a new job and you're getting money coming in, life is good. What's the first relationship that tends to be put on the shelf? It's God. Throughout the Bible, we know that God craves time with us. He loves to meet with us when? In the morning. When does he have his most intimate times with us? When we're alone, when we're quiet, when we're in his word, when we're opening up the Bible and reading. And then we know that our relationship with him is growing. But there are times when life is just going along and you just feel like you're not that into God. And things in your life begin to change. Things begin to go different directions. And suddenly now this relationship that you work hard on with God becomes, not that important. When is it that you feel, guys, think about this, when is it that you feel the most into God? Well, when is it that you cry out to Him the most? When you're lonely, when you're angry, maybe when you're tired, maybe when things aren't going well, and you're like, God, where are you? God, I need you. God, I need you in this moment. You know, it's those times where you cry out to God, and then when things start to go well again, it's like, okay, God, I don't need you right now. I can do this, what? On my own. You ever felt that? God, I don't need you right now. I got this. I'm okay. I can do this on my own. And we play this game where God is like a book, and, well, we don't need you right now, so let's put you back on the shelf, and then when I need you, I'll pull you back down. You know, we experience that in many different ways, but I thought a cool way for this month, we're going to give you an opportunity to hear from other people who have experienced or have gone through experiences similar to what we're talking about. Where there's kind of been, tonight we're looking at the breakup, when there's been a break-off of that relationship. You know, many times you see this, one of our leaders hanging out, he's got a lot of energy, he's a very good friend of mine, and today, instead of hearing from me, I wanted you to hear from him because he's got a good story that he wants to share about this, about not being in the God. So let's welcome up with a big round of applause for my friend, Dave Wing.